Have you ever struggled with coming up with content ideas for Instagram and other social media platforms for your business? If so, stay tuned. I've got tons of content ideas to help you build your business online using social media so you don't have to get stuck coming up with content ideas. Hey YouTube, it's Candace Janae. I'm a Christian entrepreneur, author, and speaker. I spend my time traveling, spending time with family, and creating content. I love helping women build profitable businesses, so welcome to my YouTube channel. Hey, my name is Candace Janae, and I'm so glad to be here with you today. I am a content creator and online business coach. I help women master their marketing and take their businesses beyond where they currently are. And content has helped me build my business to multiple six figures. And I help so many of my other clients scale their businesses using social media. But I know one of the major things people get stuck on is coming up with ideas for what types of content to post on their Instagram platforms or even other platforms like YouTube, Pinterest, TikTok. There's so many platforms that you can be showing up on as a content creator or business coach or as an entrepreneur in general. And so I'm gonna share with you guys 20 specific tips and strategies to help you build with content that's authentic, engaging, that will grow your audience and really impact your bottom line regardless of what type of business you have. All right, so let's get to it. The first content idea is to start with a simple about the company or about the CEO. This is a really great piece of content that really can serve as evergreen content, especially if you're on a platform like YouTube. But if you're on Instagram and you happen to maybe add it to your stories or add it to your feed, you can always add your stories as a highlight about the company so that people can get a deep dive into who you are and what you do. And you can also leave that on your feed just because people want to know the brand behind, the people behind the brand and the business. So this is a really great way. Now, I have a full way of coming up with content ideas specific to your industry. I'll make sure I link that video here, but these are just gonna be some ideas that you can use regardless of what business or industry that you're in. Number 2 is why you started. So this is a really great way to tell stories. Storytelling is a major way of really reeling in your audience and really helping them to understand and get connected to the brand beyond just you selling products or services. So really going into why you started and why you're passionate about what you do and really telling a compelling story that way is a really great piece of content regardless of what platform you're on. Now, again, all these content ideas that I'm gonna share, you can take these and break this up and chop it up and repurpose this content across multiple platforms. But this is a really great way for you to get started if you have not already put content out there. And even if you already have started putting content out there, this is a really great way to go ahead and pop in, create content, and really reconnect with your audience. And it's okay to reshare some of the same type of content in different ways throughout the years. Number 3 is a day in the life. I love a day in the life content. This is the type of content that goes behind the scenes in your office or behind the scenes of like the production of your products or services. A day in the life is really, really cool because it helps your audience to really draw in and be a part of your process and understand what it looks like behind the scenes. So even if you're a larger business and maybe you don't have like a particular face to your brand, maybe you actually have, multiple people within your company, you can always do a day in the life of the CEO or a day in the life of the CMO, a day in the life of the CFO. And this is really cool because you can take it behind the scenes to help people understand how you actually run your business. Number 4 is a tutorial on how to use your product or service. This is really great content because sometimes your customers may not know exactly how to use your products or services, and they might not be using them to the fullest extent. So this is a really great way to showcase some of your product features without being like, hey, here are all the features. And that's something you can do, and we'll talk about that later, but really having tutorials is an engaging way to really help with content. When it comes to TikTok content and YouTube content and even blog content, that is the type of content that's kind of like more evergreen and people go searching for specific things. So if someone doesn't know how to use a particular product or service, you want to be there to answer their questions if they're searching for it. And so that is a really great piece of content to use specifically on social media that will showcase the features. I actually have a free content posting checklist that you'll want to use before you ever post online. This is the perfect resource for coaches, business owners, and content creators who want to post video content, regular content, and captions. You want to make sure you follow these simple steps before you ever post online so you can attract your dream audience. I use the same strategy to grow my Instagram account organically to over 54,000 followers. So if you want to get access to this, go ahead and text me directly here or head to this link and make sure you get access today. Another really great content idea, which is number 5, is industry statistics. So I am in the marketing space, so I do a lot of statistics on the percentage of people that have that open up their emails, the percentage of people who, use SMS marketing. Sometimes sharing these industry statistics will help, but sharing them in a compelling way on social media to engage your audience is a really great way to keep them involved and to open their eyes to things they might not necessarily be paying attention to. The next one is one of my favorites, and it's so easy. It's easily shareable. It's easily consumed, and this is an inspirational quote. So whether it's a quote from your CEO, or it's a quote from a famous celebrity, or it's a quote that you came up with within your brand, it's really great to share content in inspirational quotes because they can easily be shared to stories if you're on Instagram, and even on platforms like Pinterest. Having inspirational quotes is really helpful because people look for quotes, and you may want to be the person that is generating that content. Number 7 is a customer testimonial. And I love customer testimonials because, or even reviews. You can take a screenshot of a Yelp review. You can take a video of someone who is authentically sharing about their experience with your products or services. This is a really great way to convert people to actual customers by way of helping them understand and build social proof through customer testimonials. Number 8 is show them how to do something. So maybe you are telling them, here's how to write and craft the perfect email. And so giving a how-to video or a how-to blog post or a how-to piece of content that has maybe a checklist is a really great way to educate your audience, keep them informed, and see you as a industry thought leader. And when you show up as an industry thought leader with your content, a lot of times that's going to help you to shift yourself in the industry as a go-to thought leader that people can trust. In addition to that, number 9 is product, services, and benefits. One of the things that I always like to say is when you look at, like, for example, an iPhone, when it goes on sale, they may be telling you like the product features that maybe focus on, the capabilities and less on the actual, the fact that there's glass and metal and like all these chips embedded and all this electricity that's going on behind the scenes. What they're focusing on is the benefits that are to the direct customer. And so one of the really cool things that you can do with your content is just come up with a post that basically goes into the product features and benefits. Like, how is this going to improve the life and the everyday life of your consumer? Number 10 is asking a poll, asking a question. I love to ask this or that, or would you rather type of content. This is really engaging content because you're putting out content within an effort to hear back from your audience. This is a really great way to keep your audience engaged. And when you ask them polls, you can even ask them about the types of content that you are getting ready to create, that you're considering, and that can help you drive the content that you're gonna post later. Number 11 is social media holidays. Oh my goodness, there are so many social media holidays like National Wine Day, National Donut Day, or Best Friends Day, Siblings Day. There's so many different things that you can do when it comes to social media holidays. So be on the lookout for that, and that content idea alone has tons of content that you can build on. All right, number 12 is biggest mistake. So using a biggest mistake maybe that you've ever made, or the biggest mistake that you see other people in that same space making, is a really great way to help your audience be better at what they do. And so maybe one of the things is like the biggest mistake of using our service or product. So maybe you have a physical product and people, always use it wrong, and you want to help them understand how to use it better. This is a great way to engage your audience and educate them at the same time. Number 13 is a product features post. Now, a product features is really just detailing like, hey, what's actually included in our products or in our services. And this is more detailed. This is less about the end benefit to the consumer and more about, hey, like, what is this offer actually? And so number 14 is user-generated content. User-generated content is simple as that. It's content that your audience is organically creating. And so taking that organic content that your audience is using anyways will help you to create authentic connections with your audience. Of course, you've got to get their approval to use their user-generated content, but it's a really great way. So let's say if someone posts something in your stories or tags you on social media, reposting that content on your page may be very beneficial because it helps your audience to see themselves, the products in their hands, and see the customers like themselves, and that will encourage them to buy. Even if you're a content creator, same thing goes. Like, you're always promoting a product or a service, whether it's your product or not. And so user-generated content is a really great way to do that. This next one is one of the best things that you can do on social media for your business, is answering frequently asked questions. And that literally is as simple as it is. What are the most common questions you get asked most often? If you go and focus on those most common questions that people ask all the time, you can build content off of that. And so maybe it's like, how do you determine XYZ? Or, how should we use this? Whatever the question you're getting most often from your audience, you can create content around that. So this step in and of itself is honestly has the potential to have endless opportunities for you to create content from. Number 16 is video clips of long form content. And so let's say you have a much longer YouTube video or, maybe webinar that you've done that you have connected with your audience with. Let's say you use that, you can literally take a short form piece of that content and repost it on social media. So take the juiciest part of your content and repurpose it for social media with the intent to drive them back to another platform or to purchase. I'm really big on repurposing content and doing what you can with what you have. So if you record a video, turn it into, different pieces of content. There's so many valuable nuggets in a single video that you can chop up and put on your social media as well. This next one is really great. It also falls into the category of educational and informational, and it is infographics. So when it comes to infographics, you want to visually show maybe a process, or visually show maybe some statistics, or visually show, the process to purchase from you. Whatever that may be, infographics are really helpful to educate your audience, keep them engaged, and add value to their lives. Number 18 is exclusive social media sales. Like, clearly you're on social media to make money, and you can create content that is specifically focused on your social media audiences. And this is really great because you can tell people, hey, we have exclusive sales that we only offer on this specific platform. So for example, on Instagram, you could say, make sure you turn on your post notifications so you don't miss any content from us, and you don't miss any flash sales that we may be having. And so that right there is really important, because if you're having flash sales or exclusive sales on social media, you can create content and engage with your audience that is super engaged, and you can build their expectation that they need to be engaged and looking for opportunities to connect with you. Number 19 is an event highlight. So let's say you've hosted a webinar, or let's say you've hosted an in-person event. It's always great to do some form of a recap or break up just even the different experiences that maybe happened in person at that said event. So this is a really great way. Or even one of the things that I like to do is when I'm meeting in person with clients, I like to film the experience with them. And it's really cool because I get to take people behind the scenes of my business, but I'm highlighting this in-person experience. And so it really brings people into the world and the ecosystem of my business. And number 20, this is an amazing way to create content and really grow your audience as well, is in giveaways. Giveaways are a major way to grow your audience, and it's a really great way to keep your audience engaged. So no matter what type of business you have, as a content creator or business owner, I highly recommend utilizing some of these to really boost your content and boost engagement on your social media. A lot of times, if you're not planning ahead, you are going to fail, or you're gonna feel overwhelmed with the content creation process. So if you're struggling with coming up with planning and how to plan your content and coming up with content ideas, definitely check out this video here. I don't know what side it's gonna be on, but it's gonna be on one of these sides. But make sure you check this out so that you can get connected with your audience through your content and more effectively and efficiently planning your content specifically on Instagram. But that's all for now. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. As always, if you like what you heard, make sure you comment, subscribe, and let me know in the comments once you've subscribed. And if you have any follow-up questions, definitely let me know, because I always create content based on what you need. So feel free to drop your comments down below. Now, before you go, make sure you let me know, what was your favorite content idea that I shared today? Drop it in the comments and I'll get back to you, making sure that I respond to you and connect with you here. All right, bye.